Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're a fan of mystery slash thriller books and you're looking for your next great read, you're in the right place because I'm coming to you with a list of 5 of my favorite thriller reads this year. These are books that I read this year and I have given at least 4 stars or 5 stars for some. My name is Angela. My channel's name is Angie the Bookaholic, as the channel name suggests. I love books and I love talking about books. I'm a bookaholic, and if you're a bookaholic too, please subscribe to my channel and also please like, share, and comment. So, without further ado, let's get into the list of 5 great thrillers. So this list will be kind of a countdown. So this will be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 being my favorite thriller read of this year. At number 5 is Before She Knew Him by Peter Swanson. Now, I am a huge fan of Swanson and he is a great thriller writer. This book is about a woman named Henrietta. We will call her Hen because that's what everybody calls her, including her husband Lloyd. Now, she is recovering from a psychotic break after a murder, an unsolved murder in her neighborhood in the city. Now they have moved to Boston suburbs so that she can recover and she can get back on her feet, and her husband is supporting her in all the ways possible. And also she is slowly getting back into her work, which is being an illustrator for dark YA thriller books. As part of their recovery, they decide to socialize with the neighbors, and the only childless neighbors just like them is the neighbors who live right across from them, Matthew and Mira. So they get invited to Matthew and Mira's home for a dinner, and things don't go according to plan because once there, Hen notices that in Matthew's office there is a trophy, a fencing trophy, which she suspects to be kind of an evidence from an unsolved murder that happened in the city that we talked about. So she suspects this guy, and her suspicion deepens when she finds out that this murdered person was a student in Matthew's school. So Matthew is a teacher. She doesn't know if she's imagining things, if she's being paranoid because of her previous mental breakdown. She is doubting her, and with her we are also doubting her because we are not sure if she's imagining these things that are happening around her. And the story unfolds from there. At the end, the twist is rewarding, but I have to admit that this is not one of the best books of Swanson because I have read better books of him, but I still gave it a 4-star because the journey of reading itself was great, even though at the end the twist was not that twisty. I still enjoyed it. So I gave it a 4-star. Overall, an amazing thriller read. The book keeps you engaged. So if you're looking for a dark, suspenseful thriller, this is the one for you. Book number 4 that I want to recommend is His and Hers by Alice Feeney. Now, Alice Feeney is my new favorite thriller writer. She is amazing. She has this ability to keep us engaging and keep us guessing till the end. And the end result is so satisfying. So, what is this book about? This book is a British thriller. So, this is set in a cozy British village. His is DCI Jack Harper. He is the head of the major crimes unit in a small British town called Blackdown, and hers is Anna Andrews. She is a wannabe anchor in the BBC News program, and she gets her big break as a replacement anchor because the current anchor, who is very popular, has to go on a maternity leave. So she gets her break, and when a murder happens, Anna is so happy to jump in and make use of this huge great career opportunity. So the book has 3 main POVs. So you get Anna's POV, which is hers, and then you get Jack's POV, which is his, and we also get a third unnamed narrator, which is clearly the murderer's POV, and that was really creepy and eerie to read. The interesting thing is that the voice that the author has used for all these three narrative perspectives, they are so similar that we keep doubting, is Jack the third POV, or is it Anna the third POV? Or there's another girl, she's a new recruit in the police force, Priya, and we start suspecting her also because she starts hiding things from Jack, who is her superior, and we start doubting her motivations as well. So there are a lot of suspects. We keep guessing, and there is points where I was so sure that I have guessed who the murderer is, but I was clearly wrong. But I wasn't disappointed because, I love it when the author surprises me and when the surprises make absolute sense and when everything is answered. Because when I'm reading a thriller, I have a lot of questions in my mind, and I'm only satisfied when all those answers are given at the end. That's the beauty of Feeney's thrillers. She makes sure that she keeps us guessing, and there are so many questions that arises in our mind, but all of them are satisfactorily answered at the end. Book number 3 is The Girl in the Mirror by Rose Carlyle. Now, she's a debut author, I think. For a debut author, she has done such a great job. This was such a breathtaking thriller for me to read. I think I've mentioned about this book in one of my wrap-up videos and why I actually ended up loving this book. The story is about twin sisters, Iris and Summer. Now, even though they are very similar, they're somehow Summer becomes the more beautiful one because her features are very symmetrical, but Iris is not. Iris is a step away from being that symmetrical, and also her organs are on the opposite side of the body as opposed to where they are supposed to be. Okay, and because of all these and many incidents that happened in the past, in their childhood, Iris is a lot insecure and she resents her sister Summer. These two girls, they are actually part of a very wealthy family, actually a wealthy father. The father divorces their mother and marries somebody else and have his own kids with that person as well. The father died, but what he leaves behind is an interesting terms and conditions of inheritance. The person who will produce the first grandchild will inherit all the wealth. This is his trick to preserve generational wealth. Iris unfortunately has just broken up from her longtime boyfriend. She was expecting him to propose. That did not happen, so she's very disappointed. Summer is married and well settled with her beautiful, handsome husband, Adam. This is the background, and the story starts with Iris receiving a call from Summer vacationing in Thailand. Her and Adam are stuck there, but because of some paperwork issues, so they have to get their yacht back to Seychelles. The problem is that Adam has a son from his previous marriage, and that son is very ill, and there should be somebody to take care of them. So now Summer needs Iris's help to take the yacht back to Seychelles, and she is the clear choice because she is a great sailor. She reaches Thailand, and there she realizes that Summer is joining her for this journey, and things kickstart from there. During this journey, some wild things happen. There is murder, there is a lot of suspense, betrayal, deceit, all things that you expect in a good thriller. In my wrap-up video, I mentioned that the last one paragraph of like 2 or 3 sentences is what really makes this story fantastic. It elevates it from a great thriller to an amazing thriller, and that's just this last paragraph. So you have to read this book to understand why I'm saying this. And kudos to Rose Carlyle, who in her debut novel itself has come up with such an interesting, twisty story. Book number 2 in this list is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Now, the novel starts with Amelia and Adam, husband and wife. They are going to the Scottish Highlands for a weekend getaway, which Amelia won in an office raffle. Right, so the journey is miserable because there was a snowstorm and they almost decide to go back, but then you know what, they're having marital problems. They are contemplating whether to continue with their marriage or to get divorced and all that. But both of them somehow, I think Amelia wants to get this thing working, but Adam doesn't want to do anything to do with Amelia anymore. He's just done with her, and yeah, he is planning to end it after this weekend getaway. But Amelia is convinced that you know this is the weekend that they can make this work, you know, their marriage work. Anywho, they finally reach there, and their dog Bob is also with them. Once they reach there, they understand that the place they're supposed to stay is an old church. It has many locked doors and malfunctioning electricity. There are problems all over the place, and they see a mysterious figure loitering outside the window. It is an isolated place, so there is nobody's supposed to be there, and there is a mysterious housekeeper or a caretaker who is living in a house nearby, kind of a shed nearby. One important thing to note is that Adam has face blindness. That is critical to the story as well. Coming to the narrative style, we get two POVs. We get Adam's POV and we get Amelia's POV. And in between, we also get to read, you know, this wife's letter that has been written to Adam over the years. We see how the marriage has evolved over the years and what has caused it to reach the stage it has reached. Just like the other book, His and Hers by Feeney, this book also keeps us guessing till the end. And oh my god, the twist. Guys, I'm telling you, you will not see it coming. So, I'm telling you, you've got to read this book or all of Alice Feeney's book if you're a true thriller fan. I have this feeling that I'm not selling this book good enough, you know, because I'm very bad at, you know, summarizing books, especially when it comes to thrillers. I'm really bad at it, but I'm trying my best, guys. Yeah. But hope the excitement is reflected on my face and you get motivated to pick them up and read. So, book number 1 that I'm going to recommend to you is The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantin. Now, Liv Constantin is another one of my favorite thriller writers. This book is about a woman called Amber Patterson, and she is this ambitious con artist. She is jealous of a wealthy woman named Daphne Parrish, and she believes that Daphne has everything that she wants in her life, all the wealth in the world, and a very handsome husband, right? So what she does is she stages an encounter at the gym where she makes friends with Daphne, and Daphne very innocently invites her over to her home, and she becomes like, you know, kind of an extended family member, like very close to the family. The husband is not that happy with that this third person is intruding into their life. But anywho, you know, Daphne says that hey, she is a friend that I have found, you know, in this lonely, rich, lofty life of mine. I need to have a friend, and they become very close. But Amber's master plan is somehow, you know, to manipulate Amber and snatch the husband and become the new Mrs. Parrish. That's all I'm going to tell about the story. Throughout the first half of the book, I was kind of like, you know, not bored exactly, but the narration was interesting. But at the same time, I thought that I knew where this story is going. But the second half of the book, the POV changes to not Amber's. I'll not tell whose POV because I don't want to give anything away at all, because that will take all the fun away from the book. But again, you get the POV of a different person, and that's when the story takes a new perspective altogether, and you get twist after twist and shock after shock. And the ending is, oh my god, so satisfying at so many levels. The build up towards the reveal, it took a lot of time, and the author gained our confidence, and we are at this stage where we are so overconfident that hey, you know what, just end the book, I know where the story is headed. And then the author decides to throw things at you that you never saw coming, and that's why I chose this in the number 1 position, because of that, you know, this whole build up and you are at the verge of getting bored, and then it starts getting interesting, and then you are like, oh my god, I didn't see this coming, this is so amazing, and then you want to get to the end to know how it's all going to end. Guys, I don't know how good or how bad a job I have done of explaining these books to you, or whether I sold these books to you well enough, but regardless of how I explained it, just look up these books in Goodreads, check out the reviews, and decide for yourself. But I would highly recommend to read all these 5 books this year itself, if it's possible, because if you're a thriller fan, you will not be disappointed. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Angie signing off. I will be back soon with another video before you know it. Bye bye.